number mine eh.
Tama, 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 tama. Dapat.
Tama naman. Tama naman.
Siguro nga ng ano eh. Boss eh. Dahil
Ano?
Alright, we still have a few minutes before we start with the open women's category. But before everything, of course, we would like to thank our sponsors, aka Will, Jacob's One Chai, the North Face, the Coast Talk at Climbing, Alien West Talk, Decathlon, Kinetic, HOE, Holistic, Marketplace, Quanti Coffee, Powerade, and Wilkins. I believe the briefcase for open women's is already done. Clinton, Clinton, we are looking for you. Please proceed to the top hall, Clinton.
Or do you want her to go to the
I mean, if ever, parang si Noe kanina was just here, and then I was here with.
Okay, sure, no problem.
Well, if you guys want to go back on,
Is it mute?
No,
no,
it's
it's
on now.
live sound.
Okay.
I like sounds.
For the audience and like people talking.
Well, it's not. The mic You want to guess? Pwede dito. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, ano lang, just join us na lang sa pag-chismis dito about the contestants.
Yeah.
So, dito lang and we'll just push around the mic. Kanina nandito din si Noe in that position. So, it worked naman. We just like pasa-pasa na lang kami.
Your friends ask you where you can find a live stream, can we check out
But when do you want to start now or kahit in the middle na pag
It's up to you.
na yun?
Anytime na lang you have so pasa-pasa na lang
Sige,
tayo.
sige. We'll just do an intro muna. Let's get people to see the first problem and then maybe
We have 2 categories left for today.
Who's coming out first? We have a listing. Nice. I know si last. Nice. Lakas ni Jem.
This was my predicted top 6.
Really? How about the order? Did you predict?
I didn't have an order, but they were exactly the 6 that I had in mind.
Nice. Grabe, intense din kanina yung inter ng men's.
Talaga?
Intense. Hindi mo napanood, di ba?
Hindi.
Medyo intense, grabe.
it was
Lots
it was a
of
show.
shouting.
It was a
Wow! I'll watch it back.
No
Which
nga.
problem in particular?
Si Jaime nag-beast mode sa men's 2 and 3. Like he flashed two of them. Grabe, super lakas. Tapos yung last problem, walang nakatop. It's very hard.
Parang my closest, was it si Martin?
Alright, audience, while
Jaime
you're
din.
doing the judge,
Si Martin ba? Si Martin ba yun? Parang.
He was able to get, he was able to
Martin
tap
na
it.
Jaime.
are you ready to see your finalists?
Yeah, Martin.
Women's Open Boulder.
Ayun na. Oh, oo nga
Are you
no.
ready?
Sige,
Alright.
pag after na intro na lang.
Are we
Alright.
ready? Wait lang. Iba na talaga kapag Women's Open and I'm very probably collected. Making sure they're ready, even just for the presentation. We have an amazing set of climbers for the Women's Open.
Thanks for allowing me.
Of
Waiting
course.
for signal for Omar Marshals. And now, may we welcome, let's give a round of applause to Jen Cabalong!
Live mo ba tayo?
Next up, we have Nick Tejares. We have Liana Mora. Next up, we have Sai Morata. Wow! Best entrance. We have
So now we're introducing our Open Women's finalists here. Welcome back. We're here at Beehive Circuit Makati. We're holding the 2023 Boulder Nationals competition. And this is the final round, or the final round of our Women's Open category. So now we're proceeding to viewing, where our female climbers are able to check out and touch the starting holds of each of the routes. So now is their chance to check out their beta or form a plan on how they're going to climb the routes. So I'm Beato Bonco, your commentator, along with Erica Gana.
Hello
Ikay.
again. Nice to hear from you once more this afternoon. And we also have our guest commentator for this finals round. We have Iya Lapid on deck.
Say hello, Iya.
Hi everyone.
So she competed in the qualifiers yesterday during, again, in this open category. She did have quite a rough fall, and I think the third problem, right? But she's fighting. She's feeling better. Fourth problem, rather, she's feeling much better. Now,
She showed a lot of heart. She fell during one of the dynamic movement, hit her head,
yeah.
but then after a while went on to climb the last problem.
That is very good. How is it so far? How is your head so far? Is it okay?
I'm pretty good actually. I have a wound, but it's healing well. I was told that I didn't really need stitching or anything. Just have to dress it well, and I'm doing good.
Good.
No signs of concussion.
Buti na lang matigas yung ulo mo, no?
That's me, I guess.
Oh, it's great seeing you back in the competitive climbing scene. I saw that you posted before the competition that back in 2000 and what year was that?
Yeah, I started competing nationally 2010, and my last nationals was in 2015. I used to be part of the national team for a year between 2013 and 2014. And yeah, this is my first nationals since then, and first major competition since then.
Nice to have you back, and we can't wait to see you and commentate more on you and your climbing, maybe the next comps that we're going to hold here.
Yep, I'm excited for that. Welcome back once again.
So now our climbers are taking a look at W2, right? This is as Ikai mentioned a while ago, it looks like a tribute to kind of like outdoor movement. So very aggressive. No, I guess you'd say they're tufas, right? They're like pinchy. Some edges are quite juggy, some are pinchy, and some are terrible also. How about you, Iya? What's your read right now?
Right now, I can see a lot of compression movements. They're gonna have to use a lot of leg power on this. Very powerful moves, I predict. And I'm very excited to see how the girls will figure this out.
So I'll just mention again, as you might be seeing here by the screen, it's they added a double feature on the volume, so it's actually one of the bigger volumes, and they drilled quite a thin, tiny bar. You might be seeing this earlier in the women's intermediate, as it is part of as a foothold during their final. So they attached both together to create a new feature here for this problem. And behind the tiny the tiny bar, you will find a crimp. So there will be a little bit of an undercling pinch action here. We just might not see it as much in this angle, but yeah, there is a hold right below it. So closing in on our third problem. Okay. So I think, yeah, we're seeing our girls kind of read this one. It's a bit of a in terms of a high dynamic sequence at the start. Okay. And we'll kind of slowly push them to halt a little bit on the movement, where it will end up in a compression state. So right now you might not be able to see the final hold that's above this wall, but we will get that later on. Okay. So yeah, they're going to utilize most of that huge volume feature on the wall as a handhold, and right below are some footholds that are also volumes as well. That area.
Yeah, I really want to see how they're going to get the zone because it looks very physical getting to that part.
Yeah, actually, I'm just looking at so far with just all three together. This is really going to be a bite against their endurance. Okay,
Endurance,
yeah,
power
their
endurance,
arm. So we'll see. I mean, I'm looking forward to this. I would love to see the different movements, the different strategies they're going to go about in this final round. So Iya, how has it been since you've gotten back into the competitive circuit? especially now that there are also quite newer moves coming in each problem that they present. What are your thoughts?
Climbing has definitely evolved since my last competition. I actually stopped climbing for a while, for a few years, and when I came back, wow, I was blown away by the evolution of climbing in general, not just in the competitive scene, but in terms of route setting, even commercially in gyms. So it was pretty difficult for me to train for this, but I did put a lot of pressure on myself, but I'm really proud of these girls, and I really look forward to the show that they're gonna put on today. I can't wait to see how the hard
Same.
work paid through.
I think climbing is an interesting sport because unlike maybe sports like basketball or football, climbing is pretty recent compared to them. And just like you said, yeah, there's a lot of evolution going on in that the route setting really changed since like when was the time of the X Games? When Tito Miel and Drew were competing. I think that was like
Around early 2000.
Yeah, early
yeah.
2000s. Or actually, um, yeah, around early 2000s. As I heard, here's a bit of climbing trivia for you with Drew that he has started climbing at around 1998. So probably the Junior X Games were like maybe early 2000, maybe 2001, 2.
Yeah, the route setting is super different. I know that when you watch old videos, you barely see like huge holes. They're all like tiny, really bad crimps.
Even as far as 10 years ago, I was watching through my old climbing competition videos. Like there were no volume like holds back then. Everything was smaller, everything was just using one bolt. But now, looking at pretty much all of the holds right here on our walls, they're all pretty big. They all use a lot of finger strength. It's as daunting as it is, it's also pretty impressive how fast and how big the growth of climbing is. And I'm also impressed by how Philippine climbing is keeping up by international standards. Back then, it wasn't, comps weren't as well organized as this. So this is really great.
Very true, very true. We have the community to thank for this push towards modernization, bringing in international route setters, getting IFSC certified route setters. And yeah, everyone in the community is just pushing it forward. And, you know, I'm excited to see what happens when we get more and more Filipinos into climbing. The level here goes up and we can compete more internationally. So this is the first step, this nationals, I think. Having this again every year would really push up the climbing level here in the Philippines. So for everyone who's tuning in, thank you so much for watching. We hope you get stoked, and maybe if you're curious, come here and try it. Come to Beehive and try some routes here. There's stuff for beginners, advanced athletes, and you know whatever your level is, climbing. There's something to climb for you.
I will say that back then, when I would be competing in the open category, there would be only as little as three of us competing in the open women's category, and so everybody would get into podium, and maybe as the most would be 5 to 9 competitors. Now, in this category, yesterday we were 17, 18 competitors, which is it really warms my heart, and it's really, I'm pretty proud to see it. Here's Jem.
Yeah, we have our first climber coming up, Jem Cabanlong, bib 211, and she's going to start climbing W1. So Ikay, is this your favorite problem of the bunch?
Oh yeah, definitely. No, not really. To be frank, I was trying to as I was trying to read the sequence. Shuzo? Okay, thank you. So I have Shuzo right here as he was helping me interpret this women's one problem. The more I was trying to follow instructions, the more, let's just say, my nose started to bleed. Now, it right now it like the holds at the moment look like they're blending in with the wall. In fact, it seems really like daunting. As usual, every challenge in a Boulder final is daunting. But so the start itself is quite tricky. I think she has to really push with a strong high step on a volume that doesn't look like it has any support for
Yeah,
your
you're
right
pretty
foot.
cramped starting that out, and
Yeah.
you do need both feet on the volume and one hand on the white tiny crimp and one hand on the triangular volume.
Exactly.
So these kinds of shuffling problems, yeah, she has to shuffle a bit, right, getting up to the next hold.
That's right. Um, she really has to let's find her way in order to get both of her feet stamped on that inclined volume set here on a W1.
So taking some time to read the route here. Yeah, I think she really needs to get quite stable before she can even start the route. What do you think, Iya? When you look at these kinds of problems, these balancy, slabby problems, what's the first thing that comes to your mind as a competitor?
First thing that comes to my mind is there's gonna be a lot of coordination. Possibly, as we can see here with Jen, static movements. Personally, I'm not used to coordination movements, but I do pride myself with static. Although here, in looking at the slab wall, the crimps look very small. It's gonna take a lot of control to get to the next hole, let alone all the way to the zone.
Crowd cheering Gem on. She's getting psyched to try again.
The start of this problem, it's quite a burly move in itself. But confidently, she's found confidence. Confidently found confidence in stabilizing on the starting hold. So now it's a matter of a very, very intricate type of compression level just to reach that undercling crimp. Might not exactly be easy to see at the moment, but she's going to end up using her thumb to catch that.
Wow. So
That
she
dip
needs to
right
like
there.
stand a bit and then like, wow.
Perhaps.
It's quite far from my perspective, so I'm just interested to see how they actually get to that part.
Right.
Come on, Jen. Very nice.
Oh, again, a lot of rubber burned from on their climb shoes. Just
This is how the climbing shoe companies make money.
oh my gosh. There.
Oh wow.
Volumes are really hard to step on.
Round of applause for Jen.
That's it for Jem. Kabalong. Thank you.
All right. May we call on our next climber, Mick Tejada.
Up next, we have our veteran climber from Team Philippines, Mick Tejares, Milky May Tejares, going to try out the slab problem. Let's see, she's been quite busy in the OCR world, doing lots of obstacle course racing.
That's right. She's a current gold medalist at one of the OCR competitions that happened recently, and not only has she represented OCR abroad, she's also done the Asian circuit of competition with me at the time as well. But she's definitely a seasoned competitor. It doesn't show in her face how many podiums she's gone through the years of experience. Like imagine, there was something I remembered where she joined a competition where the wall was set up at a beach, and I'm like,
Beach?
wow,
Wow,
yeah.
that's a cool comp.
It's located in around the event happened in Daet, I think. I might be wrong. Bagasbak. So it was like an ultimate slash climbing event. And I'm like, that was the first time I heard na, wow, a summer themed climbing competition. For anyone that's wanting to do some kind of comp, you could do it at a beach. Telling you now, bring it back. Thanks. So yeah, that's it. She's quite a multi-sported queen, and at the moment, I have this little tidbit. She's also the coach of Kalana, taking care of her, of that baby girl during the
Oh,
OCR event. Oh, interesting. She's
she
doing a running
almost sticks
start.
the start.
That's right. So, as opposed to how Jem did it the first time, where it was a very static move, Mick is attempting to do this with a running start, so she can get her stance at a very, very stable position and saving her energy for the next moves ahead, which might require more of that.
I have been competing with Mick since the very beginning. And it was always a pleasure to watch her climb. Although I really couldn't watch her climb as I was in isolation. But I've always looked up to her as a climber. And back then, when we would compete together, she would always be first, I would always be second. And I could never reach her level.
It's
Never.
okay. Keep training. I'm sure one day. Yeah. Don't give up. We love seeing you climb here.
There's always a return of the comeback, girl.
But that being said, she's really one of the strongest female climbers I know, and one of the strongest female Filipino climbers in the country.
I'm glad that now nationals, we're getting exposed to this setting. So this is only the start. Our athletes will get better and better at this type of modern comp style climbing. Um, Throughout each successive nationals here will raise the ability of Philippine climbing as a whole. We will be seeing a lot of crazy strong climbers come in the future. So I'm pretty sure it's just the start of it.
Oh, for sure. I really can't wait for the climbing community to grow. It's great to see how it's growing now. I'm sure it's even better to see in the future.
I remember that there was this coach from Singapore, who sets worldwide, I think, for IFSC, and he mentioned that he once went to Tandang Sora to train the Philippine team, Coach Hillman, and he mentioned that a lot of our athletes are very strong. It's just that we don't know the new style movements yet. So you can have all the strength in the world, but you still need to practice these movements. And that's what he taught there. So we have some athletes that benefited from his training. But it's exciting to see the development of the scene. So next up we have Liana Mora, bib 215 from CDO, trying out the slab problem. So Liana is the sister of Iman Mora, and together they make up the very formidable force of nature from CDO. Yeah, the Mora siblings.
Right now, she's doing the more static at the approach for the start. So let's see. Looking forward to how she will do this. She definitely has one of the most solid grip strengths among our the competitors here. So come on, Diana. See what you got. Okay, so we got it very stable. Oh. Somehow I noticed that the starting foothold has a very limited amount of walkability. It's like you can only do a few steps, 1 or 2 steps max. So
Very little amount of friction right there for the climbing shoes.
Ian, made a question. What do you think would you be attempting if you would be the one trying this problem out?
I would probably do something similar to what Mick did earlier, which is reach for the hold on the right side instead of reaching up on the undercling crimp.
Yeah, actually, it's a very good move. Like her right hand on the undercling and her left hand like doing a letter C type of move, reaching over her head to the right. Let's see if Liana has a different way of doing things.
also a very strong outdoor climber. She's been climbing hard outdoors in CDO, as I've seen in her posts. I think that's where she gets a lot of her training.
Ale Liana.
Making her way through this slab company. Adriana, Alex.
Oh, almost gets it. So just like what Atamik did, she reached over with her left hand and she almost got it. So there's a thumb catch that she's trying to do there that will help give her more staying power on that volume. Without it, you skate right off. It helps you add more pressure, downward pressure to your feet. That's the key really with these slabs, I think. The more rubber and the more weight you have, more pressure you have on those toes, um, the more you'll be able to stay on the slab. Good attempt there by Liana Mora.
Next up, we have Sai Morada.
Okay, we have our next competitor coming in, donning her Tandang Sora pleasure shirt. So that shirt is actually a shirt that she uses for her team event in the Ultimate competition. So she's also another multi-sported lady, but she's definitely got some very solid experience in the climbing.
Oh, we're getting
circuit.
some comments, by the way, that we should raise the volume for our commentating because people can it's hard to hear.
Come on, Sai.
Or baka maybe we need to speak closer.
Come on, Sai.
Lapitan na lang. We need to go closer. So Sai Morata, an interesting thing about Sai Morata is she actually does a lot of sports aside from climbing. She also does ultimate frisbee and cycling. So she's sort of a multi-sport athlete, I would say. Also, very strong boulderer.
There we have it. Very, very good grip on that undercling starting hold. And she's got her body close to the wall and getting that cross. Oh, but not enough time to hold and stabilize on that undercling grip.
Yeah, she got quite close, right? She was able to get the thumb catch.
Yep, definitely.
Let's go, Sai. Come on, anyone tuning in from Power Up Tandang Sora or any gym, let's give Sai some love.
The thing about slab climbing is there's really a big chance for you to be pushed out of the wall. Even if you have a really good catch on that small hole, you really have to catch it with precision so that you won't get sinasabing niluluwa ng pader, di ba?
Yeah. You need to catch it with good precision, or else the wall will spit you out. How about you, Ikay? When you were competing, did you like slabs? If you didn't like dynos, did you like slabs?
Okay, for some mad reason, I feel like slabs kind of... I can click with slabs a little bit better than when I do a dyno problem. Just, again, let me mention, somehow if it's a running start, that's where I might cry a little bit and feel a lot more frustrations. However, once I've locked that down, perhaps all that stress coming from that running start disappears and my mind zones out. I could do a really solid, slow flow with a slab problem. It's actually quite fun for me, but as long as I have released all the panic and stress from that starting position. So like as this problem is also a similar take, she is getting, Sai here is also getting a little frustrated, like she can't get past to, the area where it's in the starting hold. So again, the somehow the first tricky problem lies in getting out of that starting area. And once she's locked into that undercling crimp, I think it's, going flow go all the way from there. So let's see. Our next competitor, we have Praj de la Cruz, our youngest in the roster of the Open Women's Final.
Yeah, so she's pretty decorated in the youth circuit. I think she got two gold medals in the Asian youth. I think it was bouldering and speed, if I'm not mistaken. So she's competing here as an open participant, open competitor. But she's yeah, as Ikay mentioned, she's very young,
Asian K.
but she's already very very strong.
Iba yung youth and K. Yung K mas bata.
Asian K Cup. I'm sorry, that's IFSC Asian K Cup. So here Praj is showing us some great footwork, making short work of the start, but now she needs to get that thumb catch.
Oh, look at how she's locking in that right hand. Oh my gosh. Oh, I bet that was also a nail grinder right there, that right hand start. But notice that her hand is really like locking in towards her center, so giving her a more stable position, and as well as you'll notice that her feet is on a tripod, giving her that beautiful tripod stance. Okay, so right now it doesn't really feel set at the moment, but once she starts tilting, going to the right, she needs to do a very steady tilt upward. And there, oh my God, I mean, she's calmly recovering back, but it slips. Both of her feet slide out of that volume. Oh, it's okay, it's okay. What do you think, Iya?
What's very impressive to me is her body positioning. Her hips are really going out on the left side, which gives her very good balance to catch the top undercling crimp. Now I saw she just tried another beta, trying to reach for the crimp on the right side, but it's very beautiful to see how her core is working here. You really won't initially notice these things, but body positioning is very important in climbing, especially in slab climbing.
Everyone cheering Praj on. She's giving it another good go, getting her right foot across the slab to the right. And let's see if she's gonna go for the thumb catch or straight for the crimper on the right side. But that balance is pretty precarious. You can see her almost slipping there. And reaching over and almost getting the thumb catch, but can't quite stick it. Oh, she's trying to do a coordination move, because once you get that right hand crimp, you're going to fall to the right because it's so far. So you need to hop on to the next volume, which is pretty hard to do.
Come on, Raj. A few seconds left on the clock. Come on, Raj. Kaya, come on.
Everyone's cheering Praj on. She has maybe 1 to 2 good attempts. I think she wants to at least get a zone here.
Ah, okay. I think she's trying to do a new beta this time around. Totally skipping that very interesting thumb catch undercling and going right for the lower jibs. But well, time was up. She found that a little bit, a few seconds too late, but it's okay. It's okay. It's just the first problem. She's got 3 more to go. And now we have Michelle Suarez on W1.
And we have some love in the comments for Miss Erica Gana. So ravioli banana pancake says, "Go Miss Erica Banana." Sorry, Erica Gana. We love your commentating also. Oh, so much love for.
Hello, wow, thank you very
Oh,
much. Oh my god.
I
Oh
think you'll
oh
be
my god.
seeing or
Oh.
you'll be hearing Miss Ikay commentating a lot more. So send more beautiful messages of love.
Oh my gosh. Pa-shoutout naman dyan kay Beato at ang ating guest commentator, Iya. Okay, okay, salamat. Pero salamat sa pagmamahal. Bless. Like and subscribe. Guys.
So Shell is trying to read the route. She's having trouble, just like our previous climbers. She's trying to figure out the start.
As you can see, her position right now is like WTF.
That's the thinking position. Like, how
Yeah.
do I actually do this?
You know, it's also like a very nice resting mode. So again, in bouldering, you got, as you're the one competing, the 5 or 4 minute time limit is a big factor. It takes so much time. You will definitely learn time management to the max under the pressure of just how many minutes. Now, I think Shell a while ago was attempting to reach with her right hand as opposed to doing a cross. So, and somehow, micro measurements seem to matter with this sequence. And it's really amazing how these route setters created this puzzle for our girls today. Oh, okay, I see. She got called in a bit for
A false start? Was that a false start?
probably. But again, no matter. I think assessing this W1, I mean, while attempts matter, this problem is definitely giving me the whole. I just gotta get past.
Yeah, I think here
rocks.
attempts don't matter. She's the last climber for W1.
Oh
And
my gosh!
no one has been able
There
to
we
even
go.
zone it.
There we go.
So she can zone it. She's gonna be ahead of everyone, but it looks really difficult to even get to the zone.
At least for W1, it's anyone's game. My goodness gracious. So let's see. Oh my gosh.
I think if it's one thing we've seen during this nationals comp is a lot of climbers have difficulty with slabs. So maybe um, for the next year, we all know what the team needs to train for.
In the next months rather, in the like right after like a solid rest, they can definitely wanna visit the slab wall a little bit more during their visits on here in Beehive in TS if there is a slab wall still. I think but anyway, yeah, they gotta give some love to the slab wall problems a bit more so that their fear factor, maybe just the whole learning of slab beta will be more enhanced, as we say. Ikaw, are you a fan of the slab wall problems? Is that your jam?
Absolutely not. I much prefer overhangs, but I was about to say that as audience friendly and as showy as overhang problems are with all the dynamic movements and the power, I think slab climbing is very essential to climbing because it focuses more on balance, focuses more on control and core strength, which is often looked over in climbing.
Yeah. Oh, can I insert that perhaps the slab problem, that is the moral story of the slab problem here right now in the finals problem. Somehow slow and steady wins the race, but I'm also just like, wow, I don't know how slow, how slow will it be in order to win that race of a problem. But it's all good. We're now moving on to our second problem with Miss Jem here by the comp wall, the center part of the comp roof wall, with our yellow set of holes. So what do you think of this problem right here, Beato?
So I think this is a very heavy, burly problem where you have to utilize a lot of your toes and your feet because if you don't, it's going to be crazy heavy. Like you can't like campus that there. Like what she's doing right now, she's putting her heel on the hole to relieve pressure from her arms, and the crowd can't see it right now, I think, but under that big rail, that big volume rail, there's a small there where she reached a small crimpy hold. So that's what you need to reach. It's like an undercling, and the way you get to secure it is if you stand up on it. That makes it a lot more positive. If you're just reaching up from that position and you don't stand up, you're just going to fall off. That's the thing with underclings. You need to stand up to make them positive. How about you, Iya? What's your take on this problem and how Jem is currently climbing it?
I think she's doing a really good job so far. I would probably be doing the same, Beta, using a very nice bicycle, as you can see that she's doing right now. It's gonna need a lot of compression once she reaches that small crimp on the volume. Oh, but now we see that she's trying to reach for the corner.
She switches the heel from her right to the left, and I think she's going to try to. Uh, oh, okay. Good try, good try. So Ika, if it was you up there, how do you think you're going to get the that crimper?
Oh my gosh. Let me reread this a little more thoroughly, I guess, but from maybe my ballpark beta feels, perhaps with maybe if I had the capacity to do that now. So right, a 4-point start really means that on that one hold you need both your hands and feet tapping on that starting hold to stabilize. And what again with what she did a toe hook to reach to the second hold. Now, I would think perhaps that while she was getting the leftmost edge of the second hold right there, because I think it's maybe a bit of a juggy section, I kind of feel like I should be doing an undercling there. She's actually doing it. And perhaps, yeah, maybe,
First beta.
yeah. Come on. So I feel like I might need to throw to catch that and end up cutting loose. But perhaps that's as if I'm a bit longer. I feel I'm quite a shorty. So my best guess with what I have now, in terms of my current height, it might require me to add more power and a bit of a cut loose action. To be honest, that's my weird take on it. I am aware of my limitations as I feel my toe hooking powers.
Wow, far throw.
Yeah. The toe hooks there, but it is not enough to get send. It's okay. Ikaw ba, Biato, if you were able to try it, maybe later on in the day, what would you want to do?
I think for the second hold, I would probably try what Jem did, which is put my right heel up on that and then just give it my all and try to stand up and put my right hand on the rail.
Okay,
So I was talking to Puss a while ago, and he reminded me, whenever you want to move a body part, you have to replace it. If it was holding on to a hole, you have to replace it with another body part on the same side. So it's like your tripod. You have to replace one leg of your tripod. When I talk about tripod, there's this kind of old school or this fundamental rule in climbing that you need 3 points of contact on the wall. That will keep you stable when you're climbing, no matter if it's an overhang or... Oh wow, look at Mick just campusing that. Look how strong she is. Let's see how she gets through this section.
I wonder if she's gonna attempt my bit. Power. Anyway, but she definitely also has the range to and the arm strength for that sense. Yeah. Well. So what if another situation would be is that actually that maybe that crimp on the under rail
Yeah.
is actually not the first thing you get once you've gotten the second hold. You might need to actually power through to the third.
You skip the volume and
Yes.
go to the...
So according to kicks, root setter kicks, and also Randy demoed this to me. They suggested that this was gonna be a pogo move.
Wow, that's
And I'm like,
crazy.
I'm so sorry. Pogo? What is this? So Pogo is definitely, I think, it's actually, well, I'll just fast forward, I'll skip the explanation, but basically, you're matching on the second hold, and you're kind of, your right foot is stamped still on the starting, but you're going to generate power by a full wide, you're creating a momentum by swinging, doing a wide swing with your maybe perhaps one free leg. So you're going to create that momentum and swing to the more displayed tufa behind the bar. Okay, behind the bar volume. So that's how it's supposed to connect. Okay. But right now, it definitely looks like a very, very wild and wide move. If we're gonna do a pogo. So, are you familiar with the pogo move? Is that something you've constantly done in certain problems in the boulder for both of you, Iya and Biat?
It's a bit new school, so I'm not particularly great at it. But it's a great tool for kind of adding momentum to your next move. When you swing a leg and you use that leg's momentum to kind of propel you to the direction that the leg is going in. I just like to add that these yellow holds, what's cool about them is that in Beehive, when Beehive opened, they used to set easy routes with these. So it's refreshing to see them being placed on the wall on such a hard route.
It's now given a debut into the open circuit.
Exactly.
So you can definitely see that this is a very well versed hold because at first it's actually a type of hold that could educate a lot of the beginner climbers in how to maybe do a stemming sequence. And at the same time, it also gives them a bit of an education into how outdoor shapes kind of look like,
Exactly. The
Yeah.
holds in outdoors in like Uling Wall in Montalban.
Yeah, they call them the tufas actually. And then those are the textures that you see on this wall or on these holds right here. But so now once it's set up on the comp wall roof section, even though it's a jug, it's definitely a pain in the butt to grip, especially when gravity is against you with those continuous sustained angles on the middle wall. So now we have Liana Mora, one of our CDO queens, competing in the finals here in the 2023 Boulder Nationals.
Backing on what Ikay just said, this is a testament to how innovative route setters are, using holds that would normally be used as introductions to pinches and outdoor type holds or beginner problems. Now seeing it used in open competitions, it's really great to see how
There with the right heel.
nice, Liana. It's really great to see how creative the route setters are.
So Liana, one of the more powerful climbers we have here today, she's trying the right heel hook and she's going for the yellow hold in the far left. So actually, I'm very familiar with that hold above the volume. It looks like a good pinch, but it's not super great. So even if you latch it, it's going to be a bit hard to pull on it, especially when that you don't have a lot of feet. You only have. Oh wow! Liana going for a very interesting kind of beta here, where she puts her legs above her head. Not exactly sure where she's going with this, but maybe she can pull a magic trick out of that hat.
Come on, Liana.
Very interesting. Come on, Leon. You got it. You got it.
A daring move for a very burly problem, though I think she has to shake off a little bit of that strain, as I think she was reading it and didn't feel that it was going to work, I bet, because all the handholds, once you go into that position, look a little bit further to reach, actually. Once you've, but no matter, she's back again, going to try out. Yes, this move right here. So she's got
Nice
her.
toe hook there.
Yeah, that's what she's doing right now is the bicycle move. Yep, where it's both a heel and a toe hook. And oh, I feel like
It's a bit far.
it is quite, but I think she's getting an idea of what she needs to do dynamic wise. So perhaps that is it. Might be really the intended beta, as the setters mentioned, that it is a pogo or a, I'm not sure if it's a pogo but a vuelo. I would just say it in Tagalog is like a more of a term of vuelo.
Momentum.
Yes. So let's see how she interprets this. Come on, Liana.
Oh, there.
Ah.
That beta was my guess. You put your right heel on it and then you stand up and then you get the
All right.
bottom of the rail. But I think it's still really, really, really heavy. It requires a lot of core tension.
That was the compression move that I was predicting early on.
Great try by Liana Mora.
Next up, we have Sai Morata.
Shout out to climbers from CDO and Iligan from one Bernard Aaron Alquilios.
Oh, si Bernie, hi.
Oh,
Hello,
you
hello.
know this climber.
Si Bern, yep. So I met him, I think during outdoors when we in Bukidnon. Oh, yun mo Lust for Lime. Yeah, like he's a constant mainstay in the outdoor scene. And quite a strong man. GG. See you sa Bukidnon eventually. Not sure though, but yeah. So we got a lot of people cheering for our ladies in the open category. Epic. Nice one, guys. And
So now we have Sai Murata here on W2 showing us some of the power of... Wow, there we go. Some of the power she has.
All right.
From Tandang Sora. You hear the crowd going wild, going for the zone, matching the zone. Sai Murata showing us how it's done. Oh!
Nicely done.
See if that counts.
And as Iya mentioned, that compression move was really what was gonna probably be the more effective style to get past the volume and get the zone. So it's almost like bicycle on the starting hold, grip the second hold,
Yep.
bicycle again, and then
It
heel
was a
hook,
heel,
and
right
reach.
heel hook and right undercling. And then match on the undercling and then go for the zone hold. Then I think the yellow hold above the large volume is just a foothold. I don't think you're really meant to pinch it unless unless we see one of our competitors do it. They could prove me wrong.
As soon as you get to the undercling on that volume, you really have to push with your legs to get that beautiful, powerful move to that zone hold.
Sai Murata taking some time to rest, but that's the farthest we've seen anyone get on W2 for now. And, yeah, we can see her power on display, and she's telling the crowd to just chill out because she's gathering her bearings. But I'd love to see her give this a really good send attempt. Another one. I think the crowd wants it as well. They're all quite in anticipation, waiting for Sai to give it another go.
We do have different types of climbers or competitors with interesting stage quirks. not in a bad sense, but there are those that thrive on the energy of the audience, whereas we also have other climbers that are really don't kind of mind the noise, but they're okay with just keeping the volume a little low so that they can think a little bit clearly. But she is done, and she is bowing out on this second problem here at the Women's Open Final. And coming in now, we got Praj de la Cruz. Okay, setting up for the second one. So let's see what she's got.
Just to add to Sai's climb a while ago, she was awarded a zone for attempting to move from the zone. So yes, this is the high point of this route. Let's see if Praj can also get the zone, or maybe even the top. With her being as strong as she is, anything could happen.
Ali Raj, you got this. Come on.
So Praj here with a good start, getting the positive side of that tufa on the first try. Nice bicycle there. And she's putting her right heel up, reading the route very well, taking her time.
Ali Raj, you got this. Come on.
But opting for a left heel.
Perhaps she's just checking in her options right now. As she is now like really executing what she was currently reading during the mass viewing. Okay.
She's also going for that far away tufa pinch there. We haven't seen anyone really latch it well, but it kind of looks difficult to move on from that position.
It's very interesting to see the thought processes of climbers as they're climbing on the wall, checking their options, trying different things without compromising their attempt. So seeing how Praj is checking if she can do it with her right foot or left foot, it's a testament to how mental climbing is as well as physical.
So you can see Praj getting her right heel up. That is the beta that Sai used a while ago. Sai, who has the current high point on W2. Trying to get that undercling from that position, which looks like a very heavy core intensive move. It might be a bit far for her. Oh, but whoa, what pinch strength. She's trying to just get the rail on the volume. But note that there's nothing there aside from the rail and the volume. There's no holes there. There's just one part that has a small yellow crimpy tufa.
Yeah, that's right. I think this combination of a volume feature also somehow blocks them from really how do I explain this, using the wall surface of that volume as support, because it's quite angular. So you're really only going to be able to pinch the tiny edge. But again, it's a trust in texture once more. That's why you really need to get that yellow, that undercling crimp that is all like doubly attached right behind that volume. So she is still figuring out which foothold to use in order for her to lock it in. But I think she is. Yep. She's definitely trying to make the most out of that volume bar right there. And getting the energy of our audience to hype her up, and it's really cute. Come on, Praj.
And Praj taking her time here on that tufa and going straight for the undercling.
Oh no.
And her time is up. Very good attempt here by Praj. A lot of heart being shown.
That previous attempt that she did, I feel like she wanted to utilize her length instead of trying to add instead of trying to add a heel hook on it. So it's kind of interesting to see that she's actually quite a lengthy person. But right now, I guess not enough to really inch her way to that undercling crimp. All right, now let's check out Michelle Suarez, our final climber for this second problem. Okay, now she's breezing through the first two holds right here. Come on, Shell. What will she decide on doing? She's definitely got a very strong grip on that second hold. Okay. Oh,
Oh, she's trying to go like Raj, straight for it.
yep. Up and then put her. Ah!
And she gets the right beta.
That's nice, Shell. Come on. Oh!
Oh, almost gets the zone, but it just slips off. I think she wasn't high enough.
True. Yet that was a really good attempt as she sized up what she needed to do. I think once before she put her right foot up on the second hold, I think since her feet were just on the starting position, um, it was nice that maybe that her right hand was like, okay, you know what? I think after tapping it, this has a chance. And when I noticed I think the undercling was hitting the pads of her fingers. That's already a good sign that she could be able to reach it. Therefore, she put that right heel hook up and therefore secured that undercling pinch with finesse. So again, we're anticipating what she will be doing next after that sketchy undercling crimp. There we go. Oh my gosh, I hope she's okay. Ooh.
How about you, Iya? What do you think?
She figured that out very quickly. I'm very impressed by um, Shell. I've always been very impressed by how quick Shell thinks of her next moves. Can't wait to see when she gets that zone.
Yeah, I think everyone here is cheering for Shell Suarez.
Very nice.
All right, Michelle, come on.
Again with the right heel, which is the right beta here.
Yep.
Ooh!
Ouch. But with a smile on her face, she is definitely fighting her way through this second problem. At may pahabol po pala tayo on social media. Pa-shoutout daw kay Miss Lisa Vidal. Alright, so she is also part of our national youth team. Right now, she is not currently participating as she is going through uni, as she is taking her midterms. She is an architecture student, but she's also one to watch, especially in the Boulder circuit. So yeah, hi Lisa, miss you, see you again soon. And let's go back to Shell.
Sticking the undercling.
That's right. Oh no. Now how deep is that crimp? Because it's like it was very secure at a specific position. But the moment she starts moving upwards, it's like the pads just slip out and we don't know if it's the in-cut of that hold or also the thrust of that thumb catch.
Great attempt by Shell Suarez.
Yeah.
And now we move on to W3, which looks like one of the trickier ones here.
Yeah.
That's less about power and more about, I don't know, root reading, body positioning.
Yeah, so this is what I read, well, because it was also the first thing I was reading with Kicks, and it was like, somehow it sparked my fancy also. It's very interesting because it was I mean, again, excuse me, they are all a complexity. All these problems are complexities of techniques, yet somehow this is distinct to me because I think the very first part will begin in a dynamic format and will need to be controlled once you go higher up. There, that's it. There's a dynamic move right there. And it's going to push with a lot of contact strength and power endurance towards the pinches. Okay. And then at the end of that route, it will be a compression problem up top. So,
Wow, she's doing well, Jen.
yeah, she utilized the heel hook on that third hold. Solid. So she did fall off a bit on that big volume right there, but that's okay.
All right, taking some time to reread the route, maybe refresh some of the fuel that she lost during that attempt. That was a very good first attempt. She got pretty far already, more than halfway through the route. I think it's very tricky because above that super volume, there is a small pink hole there. That's the one that she tried to reach before she fell.
I think this problem has a very good mix of so many types of techniques. We have the dynamic, we have controlled movements, as you can see with her rock over, and then I'm predicting we're gonna see some coordination going to the zone. So very good route setting here. And another thing, these dual text holds are also a new innovation in climbing. There you used before there only used to be holds that are just they're all textured. Now we have smooth edges on holds. Very hard to hold on to. They're not easy to grip. You'll really have to have good finger strength for these kinds of holds. And Jem is definitely showing her finger strength right now.
Yeah, Jem taking her some time again to rest before giving it another good attempt. I think what's good also about the dual text holds is they force a certain part of the hold. It forces climbers to touch a certain part of the hold, and the other parts become untouchable. So you could set interesting problems that you couldn't set before, given the traditional holds where anything is crimpable or holdable. And we see Jem here really fighting. Um, oh, and she falls off.
Right now, I believe Jem is training hard for the outdoor scene. She's been climbing hard outdoors lately. She posted yesterday that as soon as the qualifiers ended, she rushed to the gym to do training for outdoors. And it's very impressive to see Jem training for both competition and outdoor climbing. Very strong outdoor climber, Jem is.
Jem giving it another attempt. Sticks the dyno. And time is up. And we're off to our next open women competitor, Mick Tejares.
Now, Mick has very good core strength. I can see that she'll breeze through the first few moves, but let's see if she reaches that zone and ultimately the top.
All right, first attempt for Mick Tejares. Let's see if she can stick that dyno. Boom, and she sticks it first try. Let's see what she's going to do next. Puts a right heel in and then throws her left hand and matches on the next hold. Oh, and she's going straight for that pink crimper on the top of that super volume. She's going to give it her second attempt here. Just chalking up a little bit. So she's wearing the same shirt as Sai Murata, which is a Tandang Sora Pleasure shirt. All right, getting that right heel hook in, going for the match again. And this is the part where I'm really curious to see how competitors figure out the next move. Not entirely sure how you get to there, from there to the volume. Sorry, to the zone hold. So Ikai, what do you think Mick is going for? And I really am at a loss on how to read the latter part, the latter half of this route.
Let me get back on you at that. I would love to see this tempo first. So I will I'll let you know what I can read on this one. But so far, I think she is doing an interesting beta where she is utilizing the upper part of this volume, entirely skipping the lower part. That is underneath the this let's call it the elongated pyramid. I think she was really just trying to do a major rock over, may balancing on that foothold on that the lower section of that big volume. Perhaps maybe attempting it to be a bit more static, though it's definitely it's an energy spending move as you're coming from a very high momentum start. So, Gaale, Mick. I think she's finding a different way, I hope. Or she might be sticking to that very committing mantle rock over bonanza sequence. Now, from how I heard the route was intended to go, so as you see in the start, you'll notice that, oh, nice one. She's connecting. And she's trying to get the jib. That's right above that gray hold. It definitely looks like a flaky crimp, to be honest. But according to the route setters, they were saying that, so as you notice, the starting move is a abuelo or a swing. They have to sustain the swing once they catch that to drop to that foothold right there.
Ah, I see. You should drop. Okay.
Yep. So they're going for a swing to stamp their feet right below on that foothold to get that pinch. And from there, they might be able to catch that fourth hold in order to twist their body outward towards the leftmost side of this problem. And then from there, it's another build of power, climbing up with more pinches to go, which will reach the zone hold, I think. And then from that point, that's the last part. Once
Wow.
past the,
So much power here from Liana
I
Mora.
think she got it. I think she's locked it down and is matching the hold.
Wow, first try. Oh.
Yep. So I feel that what will stabilize your sequence from the beginning will be really stamping that foot on the left volume, that lower left volume right there. So let's go, Liana. I also have to say that Liana definitely has, her finger pad power is super engaged this time around, especially with gripping these pinches, these dual text pinches. I think they're super holds. They're the brand I saw was
SUPR, right?
Yes.
Super.
Supper.
Supper.
No, I think it's super. I think it's super.
Maybe you're hungry. You haven't had supper.
Am I a habit? I think I should get some food on my belly soon. But yeah, later on. So now we have Liana, I think, trying to execute.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. She definitely got this thing for an almost bat hang type of move, or an upside down type of. But if it works for her, she do it. You go, girl. You go.
Come on, Liana. Cheer for Liana, guys. Come on.
So Liana Mora taking a beat to get some rest and stretch out her arms. That must be really taxing doing all those heavy campus type moves. Dino to a campus.
Whoa.
Yeah, there we go. That's called the campus right there. Just doing like what you do in a jungle gym on the monkey bars.
Powerful arms and strong shoulders. Very, very strong.
It seems to be a very upper body heavy route.
Oh yeah.
Using a lot of finger strength, pinching strength, even shoulders, even compression. Very upper body heavy.
all at once, really. You don't even have time to process moving up to the next. It's just like, okay, gotta do this, boom, gotta do the next, boom, gotta reach to the top, and then that's where I feel everything will stand still, and you're like, oh no, oh no, no.
We have Liana going for the same beta. She gets her right foot on the volume and going for a foot first beta.
What a drop knee.
She's trying to get that, oh, crimper flake, but doesn't quite get it.
Dang.
How do you think she should be reaching for that crimper flake? It looks like she's trying to do a drop knee, but it's very physical to get to reach that far.
Hold on a sec.
All right.
I'm quite stunned at like reading the options whether or not the volume is a viable pathway, but it's also I feel they also might need to use the bigger hold, the third hand hold, as it is also quite the bigger thing to pinch. However, the sketchy part is the volume foothold below. It's like you do get a sense of like the moment you step on it and the moment you start moving, you there's already a sense of ejection, especially when you're gripping that very very tricky pinch, the second pinch that you see here on the left side. So it's mind-boggling. I have to say. So now we have Sai Morata on a W3. Also another girl with a very powerful grip.
We have Cyber on the wall.
It seems like we're all stumped by how this problem is gonna go out. We're all formulating our own betas.
Find your way or fight your way.
Maybe powerful, maybe coordination. But we'll see. Hopefully, we get to see how it's finished today.
Sai with an interesting start here, not going straight for the dino, trying a heel on the right. And boom, she gets the dino. I think Sai is very comfortable doing dinos. And she is crushing it right now, matching that handhold. Wow, and getting the crimper, but letting go. I think she's resetting. She's realizing that it isn't a great place to hold on to that crimper.
But so far, it's the first time we've seen someone more or less stabilize that crimp and not just touch it. So hopefully we get to see her. Hopefully we get to see her actually sticking it. She's trying to read the route now. Checking her options. Let's go, Sai.
Crowd cheering Sai on. Come on, Sai. Sai is getting stoked, jumping up and down before getting on the mount. And she gets the dino. And she's done this before, so she should have no problem latching the next hold. Oh, and she finds the volume at the bottom. Going for the match. And, ooh, almost gets the hold on the bottom of the super volume. So I think that might be it. I think you should get it with your left, match it, and then put your foot higher on where your hands were in the middle of the volume.
I feel that might be a possibility. I do wonder perhaps maybe the match setup for that the third pinch, or is it the second pinch rather? Maybe an alternating. One is an undercling. One is an undercling, and the other one is your the usual front faced match. So that way she can also use it as a way to push her body moving towards that third pinch right there. So first she has to get it. Oh! So yeah. I feel maybe an alternating match hand might work, but it's all good. It's all good.
Very good attempt here by Sai Murata.
That was a very strong set for her.
Now we have Praj coming out. Praj de la Cruz, bid 202, going to give W3 a good shot. Everyone a run for their money.
Yeah. Now, aside from Praj and her climbing repertoire, she also dabbled in the OCR. I think she did the ninja run in I think in LA.
I'm not in the
Somewhere in the US na lang, in the US. So you can tell that she's got the strength from climbing, and also some agility and running endurance with the ninja race. So she easily got that swing move. Now she's currently gripping that second handhold on the volume. So
Wow, sticking that.
yeah.
Well, touching the.
And that flexibility also as a youth. And there, she's kicking with her leg on that hold. Wow, and that works. That works. Praj, come on. Oh, wow.
I think she.
Also looks like she might have felt a bit of a back-breaking moment. But she's A-okay. Like I said, when it's youth, the energy is still there. It's not gonna run out that easily. So she's gonna do it again. A bit of a brush off with the excess chop.
I think she's gotten the right beta.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Getting a positive hold.
Wow, what a press.
Wow, that's very physical as well, though. She's almost horizontal.
Almost upside down even.
Almost upside down, even ESS. Yeah, I don't know. It's a very heavy beta, but I don't know if that's what the root setters intended. Whatever's the case, she is one strong climber. Yeah, and she's just a kid. She's gonna get a lot stronger as she gains more experience and more height. Not exactly sure how old Praj is, but 11. That's crazy. So Ika just mentioned she's 11 years old, already that strong. She's only just starting her climbing career.
So I will ask you guys, while she is climbing really strong and consistently at her age, what were you guys doing at 11 years old?
I absolutely don't remember what I was doing at 11.
I was just drawing on my notebook, making comics.
I was just currently bombing, watching TV, eating peanuts. And I feel so ashamed after looking at how she is already in the open category here in the National Boulder competition.
We have Joe Ala. Oh, sorry. I interrupted your story.
It's fine. Go on.
Oh, we have a comment from Joala saying she thinks the beta is a toe hook to move from the pinch.
Ah,
A toe hook to move from the pinch. Hello, a shout out to Joala, one of the strongest female climbers here in the Philippines. I don't think she could be here because she's busy being an awesome lawyer there in Australia.
She's bringing in the justice to a different place right now.
The justice down under.
Oh, okay. And well, we have is done. I think Praj is done with her turn, and I think up next will be Shell Suarez. Yes, she's already there right now.
Taking some time to read the route.
So,
Meanwhile, we have
let's see.
Corina
I think
Manibog saying, "Grabe ikay, flexibility as a youth."
Triggered kayo? alam ko naman kung ano yung limitations ko. Well, however, I am not saying that is not impossible to be flexible. At our age, I will not disclose that. Okay? You will be able, you can totally be flexible at any age whenever you choose to start. Call mo na lang yon, okay? Pero at least kay ate girl ditong si Praj, you, as in, take advantage talaga of her kabataan. You know?
Nathan's asking what happens if no one sends or zones. So actually, there's been one zone. Sai Murata gets the zone on W2.
Yeah.
But if there are no sensor zones, I'm not sure. I think the setters might set like a problem that's like a sudden death problem. Like if
Yeah.
everyone doesn't send anything.
That might be a chance, that's right. So they will either tally, they'll either base the scoring on the attempts, and if the attempts kind of might be too close to each other, then there's usually that the super final wherein it's like a fifth problem that they will probably have to conjure up during the next few hours. And then, yeah, that's going to be what they might end up doing. So we will see how the judges will also assess the attempts and based on the finalists' progress.
So Shel Suarez here, she's given it I think 2 good attempts already. She's still figuring out the part from the undercling, getting up to the crimper. So I wonder if she can figure out what Joala mentioned, where
It's
toe hook on the lower volume. I don't know if that's possible, but that would be really interesting to try. I think Joala has a very good sense of these problems because she climbs a lot
oh yeah.
in the gyms where the setting is very much like this. In Melbourne, I believe.
Oh, for sure. That girl has been working the new gen moves over the past moments that she's also traveled there. So, again, anything is possible. You just have to choose when you wanna work whatever is out of your comfort zone. And that's something that I admire with Joala, wherein she really pushes her heart and soul and mind into her climb progress, even though there would be times she'd feel like really freaked out that, oh my god, I don't know if I can do it. She just does it. An executioner, if you will. What? So we have Shell on her final minute.
Ale Shel.
So, okay, kamusta naman siya? How?
She's going for another attempt.
Yeah.
I think she really wants to get this at least a zone here. Ooh,
Okay,
nice
so she got a
dyno.
beautiful swing right there and caught the second hold on the volume. I think she's also gonna attempt reaching the crimp. Come on, Shell. Oh, somehow that flake crimp is really,
Yeah,
it's really. I don't know if it's actually a handhold for that part of the problem because it's really ejecting everyone out.
yeah, you
of
need to
the
drop
wall.
down. I think that's the intended beta. I don't think you can reach it from there because
Oh.
it's facing to the left. So unless you have extreme Gaston powers.
All right, and that is it for all our climbers on the third problem. So we have one more problem left. Okay, so let's see, where will they be heading? This time, oh, interesting. So I think they're gonna be head root setter. Jack will be adding in an extra hold for the final problem. Okay, so I think he'll give the girls a little bit of a break. Okay, so Beato, what is the current standings of our?
We have Sai Murata at first place with 1 zone and everyone else with 0 zones and 0 tops. So it's literally anyone's game. If someone can actually flash this, then there's a very good chance that
Yeah, very good chance
of winning the entire thing. Unless, of course, Sai also flashes it, in which Sai is going to be the overall champion. So Sai.
My gosh, Miss Sailin.
What's her climbing Insta again? She has a really interesting climbing Instagram account, which is a pun.
Talaga.
I'll
Pero,
try to look for
sige,
it.
please search for it. In the meantime, there's also this thing right now. I'm gonna call this a little bit of a trend where I noticed that maybe this is just back in my day. If I start getting an Instagram account, I'm only with my one personal account. Now everyone lately has been freely and creatively opening up different accounts for specific hobbies or niches. And one of the things that are part of that niche is creating an Instagram handle for their climbing send. So it's quite a journal really, like a climbing journal. They made it a very personal but also approachable uh, media journal where it shows them how they progress starting from the first post that might not be so great. Like this is like their first time to try bowling for the first time, and you'll just see more and more posts of favorite problems or problems that they're targeting and sending all throughout their year. So what do we have?
So, Sai's climbing account is on site.
Okay.
SAIHT on site.
Yeah, so let me spell it out for you guys. It's ONSAIHT. So it's lovingly inspired by a climbing term, the on-site. So just for those watching that are new to the climbing terms, let me explain. On-site is climbing a route or a problem on your very first try, but with no guide or beta or anyone telling you where to go. So that is actually like the ultimate climbing skill where your mental tenacity helps your physical strength and endurance to get through a very difficult project on your own. So it's also a proof that of what is worth your experience, of what you've learned, your failings, your victories. It'll all kind of culminate into that one type of send, the on-site. So
So yeah, the on-site actually is the key to winning competitions. If you on-site everything, you'll instantly win the
yeah.
competition.
So in some sports there's always something where, like for example, let me connect this to judo, where you
Oh,
have to
judo.
do, it's called the scoring of judo is to get the full win, you have to do an ippon. And that's already, I feel, 10 points. And in that sense it's like the objective there is that you have to push your opponent on his full back, okay, on his or on her full back. So it really is like an instantaneous hit where once you push that person on its full back, the game is over, you win automatically. That is an on-site as well. In a different sense, or just like connected to how climbing, is approached, where you go through the thing in one go. You don't have any guidance whatsoever, and when you kind of send it, it's kind of such a really, really sweet sense of victory because no one else would have probably done that except you. You didn't have anyone to assist you in that movement whatsoever. So it's cool. It's it's got an anime feel to it if you think about it. I want to be the very best. I want to climb the very best in my first shot. Anyway, yeah. No, sorry, I got carried away. Excuse me. Huh?
Yeah, it's just to share. I guess it's quite similar to golf, right? It's the less strokes you do, the higher your score. So, why
The hole in one.
the hole in one? It's kind of like on-sighting your route. It's kind of like a hole in one.
Yeah,
But I guess
yeah,
a hole
yeah.
in one is harder to do. TBH. No, a hole in one is the odds of a hole in one are very very low.
Of course, that's probably like
Yeah.
like some kind of weird high-powered what's that, golf swing. I'm considering sobrang layo naman nung ano.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I guess what is
No, but
climbing the closest
in
to
that
then?
sense, because if you think about it, on-site doesn't necessarily because it's kind of like you're not necessarily going blind, but that's kind of how you feel. You're especially in the sense of outdoors. Outdoor climbing is real rock, therefore it's a flurry of surfaces and textures. Okay, so maybe you might find some clues with the chalk, the language of chalk, but then at the same time, you're kind of just really, we call it making kapa or eyeballing each hole. And that really spends energy, expels a lot of your energy just trying to guess what the handhold is, and also analyzing, okay, how do I move upwards or proceed to the next sequence. So yeah, sure, in a very long read or very long stretch, that's what it seems like. You're blindly, there's a somewhat undistinct feeling, an unknown feeling that you're gonna go through, in the process of climbing your way to the top. So I mean, once you feel your way up, I think the flow will kind of initiate this thing called a zone out. The zoning in rather. And somehow everything kind of falls into place in some magical way. I can't describe it in words, that zoning in mode. And with that, you will probably even shock yourself that you're already at the anchor point.
Right. In the zone.
Yeah, in the zone, that's it. So, like, or maybe if we now connect to the problems here, especially looking at let's just say, I mentioned this earlier. If you get through the struggle at a particular point, then for example, let's say the struggle will be at the starting sequence. Once you throw and finish that move, you get past it, the zone in might potentially click. And you will probably feel that momentum then and there. And ayun na yun, tuloy-tuloy na yung sequence mo, yung move mo. And I don't know, like, everything just comes together so naturally.
Right.
And yeah.
I think the term actually is flow, right?
Yeah.
Flow, like being in the zone and then
And,
just
finding, and then like
being
just
totally in the moment.
licking that flow.
Yeah.
The moment you get out of that really that really intense struggle point. So let's see. Let's see again. We're just trying to be like, let's see at everything right now. So we're hoping this time around the girls can push through and fight this W4 with their might. The final problem.
So we have Jen Cabanlong here, first competitor to try out W4.
That's right. Ooh.
So interesting to note that in order to start this, you need to start on the bottom blue volume.
That's right.
I will say, going back to the on-site discussion, getting an on-site attempt is probably one of the best feelings in climbing. There was a time when I would do on-site attempts during comps, and man, never gets old.
Cheer for them, guys. Come on.
Okay, Jem giving it a good go, and she sticks the start,
Stable.
and she's going for the right side, and she sticks the right hand chop, and she gets the zone. And, oh, very nice.
And that's a zone for Jem.
And now she's already on to the last two holds here. If she can make the top, then she will be leading. She hits the floor like a cat landing on her feet. And so very good landing
So
by
she's
Jem.
definitely shaking off the impact just a little bit, but it's so good that she has gone past the zone in this sequence right here. You go, Jem. Come on.
Now I believe she's tied with Sai with one zone.
Yeah, she's definitely trying to limber up as much as she can. I think that definitely helps for every competitor to re-warm up, if you will.
Yeah, Jem's very close to sending. I think the top looks a bit tricky to match, right? There's some footwork and body positioning required. So let's see how she figures this one out.
I believe you gotta get your core very close to the wall to stick that first hold.
Come on, Jem, come on! Yeah.
Come on, Jem.
Plenty of time!
Come on, Jem. You got it. Come on.
Oh. So So that start is pretty tricky. As Ia mentioned, in order for you to stick that, you do need to get quite close to the wall. And then with your feet apply upward pressure. So yeah, you can actually stick that. Oh, very nice.
And also we see that these holes are dual textured. So there's extra slipping.
Oh, she takes a big fall, but she's okay.
A beautiful roll right there. Good job, good job.
Parkour.
As I'm currently observing with this starting move, right now she's trying to put her left foot first, anchoring on the lower part of the volume. But she needs to let her, nice one, Jem. But she needs to let her right foot right immediately press on to the upper part of the volume so that she could stop the swing out, avoiding the ejection out of that running move. So when she does do the connecting move, I notice both feet just anchor immediately. But on her previous attempts, it was just the right foot, and I think the left foot, and then the right foot kind of doesn't help, and because it's flagged, it ends up making her swing further out. So you really need to, well, choose which foot you want to anchor first. Okay, but it's like a 1-2. So it's a run with your left foot, right foot, stamp right away.
Hearing you talk about the techniques of that, it's very interesting how the biomechanics of climbers are work. The minuscule adjustments or the minuscule things to notice.
Micro beta.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, a very nice start here by Ate Mick. And going for that right jog, she's going to go, I think, for the zone next. Sticks it very much within her OCR engrams.
Okay, find your way, find your way.
Oh, a nice toe hook there. Wow, nice use of the toe there to take some weight off that right. Ooh, almost. She gets the zone. So now she's tied with Sai Morata and actually Gem as well.
It seems like Mick is very stoked that she got a zone. Her smile is very big.
So I'm checking in on the second to the last and final holds of this problem. Texture-wise, it definitely looks like it's on the more rough side, but it looks like okay, my poor description is it does look like a bit of a blob that was pressed to be pinched in a sense. Yeah. So I am also thinking perhaps she might need to catch the rightmost side of this hold, as it might be the more deeper cut of that hold right there. It looks like it's like a horizontal teardrop shape from that pinch.
So we have a shout out for Ate Mick here on the comments from Jacob Matias. Jacob Israel Matias.
Hello, Jacob. Long time.
Let's go Ate Mick. Show us what you got. Boom. Very nice. Very controlled and nice use of that heel. The question is, can she transition from that position to the next hold?
Mick trying different options on her feet.
Come on, Anthony. Come on, audience. Feel the energy. More. Come on.
Joala here cheering for Ate Mick. Let's go, man. Ale, Ate Mick. Oh, and she gets the right hand hold. And this tricky transition, let's see if she can make it. Woo! Almost there. Almost latches it there, but her feet slip off.
She really wants to get this.
I think this time around, especially with this final problem, it's an all-out battle. But she's definitely enjoying it that it is the final problem of this women's open category. So it's gonna be a challenge, but a party nonetheless. Come on. Now we have Liana Mora setting up to begin her climb on W4.
As part of the open women category, I'm getting kind of emotional watching these girls climb. I'm so proud of them.
Taking some time to read the route, Liana Mora from CDO. Oh, almost.
Liana caught it with her thumb instead of doing an undercling like Mick and Jem did.
And she gets the start. Now she's trying to figure out the next part of the sequence, which we've seen people go, climbers go to the right side.
That's right. From her thumb catch setup, she did shift and switch to an undercling, and now she is cruising her way, getting the zone hold. Very, very powerful stuff right here. Come on, Liana. She also got great trust in that dual text feature as well, with her left foot on the starting hold. Come on, come on.
And she's going for the high point. Almost the same beta as Ate Mick with that left heel hook and the right toe hook and sort of a drop knee on the right. It's a very interesting move if you've ever seen something like that. Because of the angle, they do need to support their body weight with more than just their hands. That's why they're using their feet just like they would use hands.
That's right. It seems like it requires a lot of flexibility for this, especially with a drop knee move on the right side.
Liana once again making it to the zone. And let's see. Ooh, he latches it with a good toe hook and goes for the heel beta again. Oh, and it's quite hard, I think, to hold that position with your legs. It looks very heavy.
We really need to give them as much energy, as much support as we can. These routes are definitely not easy. You're doing a very good job. Come on, Liana. You got it.
Ale, Liana. Let's go.
Come on. Liana. Very nice.
All right, now I'm kind of seeing a more unique way that she is starting out with her running sequence here with this boulder problem. Okay, perhaps against the more longer-limbed competitors, she is using the jib hold. She is using the jib hold on the volume and also doing that thumb catch match rather than an undercling. So she is definitely adapted with her height and catching it, though it is quite a powerful movement. I think she is done though. It's all good. Now she can take a break, take a good rest. And now up next,
Sai Morata coming in, currently leading, and this will be her first time trying this W4 problem. Sorry, Kai, you were saying.
If Sai gets this zone, she's gonna be in the lead, which is a big deal.
Yeah, let's see. I think if anything, we've seen that Sai has a lot of power. A lot of power, lots of strength, and everyone's cheering her on.
Come on, Sai. Nice. Wow.
And Sai
Very,
gets
very
the
comfortable
start
for Sai.
right away.
With a static
Come on.
with a static move instead of a running start.
Ah, that's a very interesting way to do it. The first, wow, very strong. Gets the zone. Ooh, almost latches that. What would you call that hole? The squished, squished blob.
Ano nga uli yung trend ngayon?
Squished blob
Yung
dual
gumagano yung mga
text
tao, yung ASMR
jelly
na
ace.
ano. Oo, it looks like
Slime.
It's like a slime. It really resembles a weird,
It's
a frozen
pinched slime jelly ace
Yeah.
thing.
So perhaps this might be a bit on the moderately wide
Sai, come on.
setup, where the hand is kind of pinching, but not too wide enough where it's like only the upper pads of the four fingers reach as well as the thumb. So it's also quite a dual texture, where again a select part of the hold is rough, and at this hold that she is gripping on is like the upper and lower part of this pinch is rough, and the in between is smooth. Yet she manages to grip that slime-like hold. And as I said earlier, she's definitely one with a powerful grip.
Yeah, I
Just
think
like
one of the
the-
strongest grip strengths
Yep.
here, right? Finger
Yeah.
and grip strength.
Very good, very good. She be flexing right there, Miss Ma'am. So her forearm is definitely helping support that grip for those like very pinchy movements. Alright, so let's see if she will do that same static move once again. I'm sure she might. It's something that is starting to feel more comfortable for her. Oh,
Sai,
yes, try gesturing to hold on. Wait a minute. So I think she would just like a more calmer audience noise on her end. She just wants to hear the more zen part, as perhaps the cheering part might be might be too intense for her heart. So we need to be careful in maybe shouting too much. No!
almost sticks, but her
My
hands, her
gosh.
fingers just slip off. I saw she was able to get at least 3 fingers on that, but it just like pops off.
Right.
And she's trying it again.
Yes, prancing her way through the start once more.
She knows she's close.
Damn, she's making that movement look like it's some kind of a beginner level sequence, but it still really isn't. Now she's moving quicker this time around. Still doing a strong match with two heel hooks on that movement. And
Very, very good try. Excellent try by Sai Morata. The crowd is clapping and going wild.
Next up is Praj.
Next up, we have Praj de la Cruz, bib 202. Let's see how she fares on W4. We've seen that she has very high climb IQ. Let's see if she can muster the skill and the power to send this burly route, I think. Very physical route. With an interesting mix of kind of like a balancy start.
Takes that first move immediately on her first try.
Very comfortable with these green rooms.
Wow, what a beautiful dynamic move by Praj there.
Come
Oh, and she's using a toe, and I think she's going to go bump her right foot up, her right hand up.
She switched to a heel hook and did a double heel hook like Sai, and suddenly her right foot's doing a toe hook once more.
It's a bit far for her to reach. Wow! Holy moly! And the crowd goes wild.
Our first top of the day by the open women. It's a top and a flash for Praj de la Cruz. So this is going to be a huge factor in terms of the change of scores here with our open women's category finals. So she did a flash perhaps? She did a flash, let's confirm.
I'll check the scoreboards.
Yeah, sige. So with that, Praj de la Cruz pretty much heads up in the ranks. Next to Sai Morata and Liana Mora.
Let's see Shell Suarez on the mats.
So interesting now that I see the movement of, after the zone.
Oh, she's doing it static just like Sai did.
But she got it. She got it in the next. It's
Oh,
okay.
very nice.
Yep.
Wow, making quick work of this. Wow, let's go, guys! Let's go!
Nice one.
Oh, very nice! Oh my God!
Oh my
We
God.
got a top here from Shell Suarez.
All right. Okay. So while we're waiting for the set, we now have two tops on the last problem. So we will see what the tally will be this time around.
Raj flashed it, so I think
Yeah,
Shell gets
so-
second place here.
Or we'll see. Well, for sure, Shell will come up in the ranks, but we will check how will the tally be fixed this time around.
That's gonna, yeah. It's gonna update.
All right, so we now have our route setters back and recalibrating the wall for the men's open this time around. So with that, I would like to thank Miss Iya Lapid for coming in to the booth today, giving us her wonderful insight on her experience with with climbing and what she saw here during the open finals. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. Great climb, girls. Up next, open men's.
Thanks, Iya.
Okay, so we'll take a few more minutes to double check on the. But I think, although this is just going to be a random estimate, but for sure, number one would probably be Miss Praj, along with Sai Morata and maybe Shell Suarez in podium.
We'll be back with the results after they're updated.
Okay, so
There is a discussion going on, perhaps with judges.
yeah, that's right. So, all right, I think we're gonna take another break, perhaps in an hour's time once more. So with that, see you guys later for the open men's final match. Okay, it's gonna be an exciting one. See you then.